Right now, we are looking at a very small crossover. From this angle, most of you will probably know that this is something Japanese lah. It's definitely not electric lah. It's petrol powered. But you'll not know what brand it is, what model it is. Very few of you would know because why? This is not a very popular vehicle. It's just come into Malaysia. But I'm going to give you a little bit of history on this. This is a Suzuki Fronx, Fronx. Very unusual name. It's a new nameplate for Suzuki. And the Suzuki Fronx is actually a small, compact crossover. It's not an off-road vehicle. Crossover. It's a fun vehicle. It's something, for inner city use. But before we go into the review of the vehicle, let me share with you some interesting history. Now, Toyota, big company, huge car company. Suzuki, also large, but not very large, not as large as Toyota. Now, in 2017, Toyota decided that they wanted to go into certain markets in Asia, certain markets that needed small cars and compact vehicles that catered to a new growing market trend. But instead of them spending billions on R&D, creating new platforms, Toyota looked at Suzuki because why? Suzuki has always been a small car manufacturer. Now, of course, Toyota has shares in Daihatsu, but Daihatsu has been not very innovative in terms of building small cars. Suzuki, on the other hand, have delivered some fantastic small cars. Now, Toyota has got a lot of vehicles in its portfolio, but they didn't have that small, I would say, reasonably priced small car and very fuel efficient, because this part of the world where we live in, fuel efficiency is very important, and the demographic of buyers to accept new generation vehicles a bit more difficult because why? A bit remote locations. I'm talking about, if you want to do electric cars, a bit difficult. But anyway, 2017, Toyota said, Suzuki, let's talk. And they talked, they signed an MOU and they said, okay, we'll buy a little bit of your shares and then you can buy a little bit of our shares and we'll do some collaboration. So Toyota bought 4.94% of Suzuki Japan. 4.94. They paid a very nice price to Suzuki Japan. Now, Suzuki took that money and they bought a little bit of Toyota to show a bit of partnership, but less than 1%, very small bit of Toyota. So Suzuki and Toyota became partners. But what was the partnership? Suzuki took some of Toyota's bigger vehicles, like the Corolla station wagon and the RAV4 SUV. They took those vehicles to sell in Europe because Suzuki had a strong foothold in Europe. They also have a factory in Hungary doing the Swift. But they said, let's give our customers something else to see in the showroom. So they rebadged the RAV4 and the Corolla hatchback. Put that aside. Now Toyota says, I need some of your small cars. And they took a whole bunch of small cars. Suzuki took 2, but I think Toyota took something like 7. Now, one of the cars they took was this, Suzuki Fronx. Toyota took the Suzuki Fronx, rebadged it as the Yaris Cross. Now, we've seen the Yaris in Malaysia. The Yaris that is currently being sold in Malaysia is already like 9 years old. There is already a new product, but they didn't bring it into Malaysia. Why? Because the old one is still selling so well. That's how confident they are with their product. They are not looking at, tickling consumers to come and get new products, because as long as the older one keeps selling, they'll keep selling. So what they did was, for markets where they're a little bit more mature in terms of buying cars, they took the Suzuki Fronx, rebadged it as a Yaris Cross and started selling it. And boom, they made tons of money. Now for Malaysia, we have the Suzuki Fronx, but it's fully imported. Now, being fully imported, it doesn't have the advantage of tax. So you have to pay full tax. So the price might not be as attractive as what Toyota is selling their local assembled cars for. But this is a fully imported car with a lot of features. So, time for us to take a closer look at the Suzuki Fronx. To start, as you can see from the height, it's not a very tall vehicle. I'm going to get in. Fully imported car. Straight away you'll notice high quality interior, high quality fit and finish, a lot of safety features. Let's get it started so you can see how the dashboard lights up. Instrument cluster, infotainment system, Suzuki, aircon vents, aircon controls, physical buttons. Okay. Nice comfortable seats. Okay, it's a bit low, but getting in and out is not difficult, as you can see. Simple, straightforward gearbox. Surprisingly roomy at the back. I've not adjusted my seat. I'm getting in. Tall headrest, aircon vents, charging points, glove box. Heard that? Nice solid thud. The difference between a local assembled car and a fully imported car. So of course you'll ask, can it take 3 people at back? Sure, but not sumo wrestlers. You're going to get normal sized people, not basketball players. Boot space. You'll want to know about boot space. Now, what I like about the boot space in the Suzuki is, as you can see, it's deep. Deep means if I put in grocery shopping or like this laptop, it's not going to hold its way wrongly. Everything is going to sit in very, very neatly. And if you're putting in loose items, it'll roll in here, it'll not roll out if you open it. Solid. It's a difficult selling point for the showroom people to get people to understand why they are paying this price for a compact crossover. Why? Because you have to pay full tax. In Malaysia, you have to pay full tax. You can't run away from that fact. This is fully imported. Now, if it was local assembled, then the price will be very, very attractive. But right now, to do local assembly, they got to sell a few thousand vehicles. Can they sell a few thousand vehicles in this very competitive market where you have competition coming in from China with very, very low prices? This is why a crossover like this is only for a few people who understand what they want from a Suzuki, what they want from a crossover, and maybe it's something for the rich man to buy for his girlfriend, the rich man to buy for his daughter, or a single lady who's looking for a compact, high-quality car. And let's not forget, Suzuki's reliability rating is super high. Suzuki's after sales, very good. If you put all that together, simple electronics, straightforward, tried, tested, proven drivetrain, you're not going to have a lot of problems. Let's take a look at the engine. Straightforward, simple, reliable powertrain. That is what Suzuki delivers with the Fronx. So, how does it drive? Let's take it for a test drive, and then we'll share with you in this video what it feels like on the road. So let's take this Suzuki Fronx out for a test drive. Push button start. Instrument cluster lights up. Very traditional, very easy to read. Rev counter, speedometer, and right in the center here, you have a top view of the engine and the battery system and the motor for you to have a look at how it's working. This is very important because why? This is a hybrid vehicle. Parking, 360 degree. Easy to see, easy to use. Okay. Straightforward gearbox, charging tray, 2 cup holders, handbrake if you want to do a handbrake turn, pedal shifters, multifunction steering wheel. Very, very traditional. I know the new tech people will say this is too traditional for me, but the older tech people, and it doesn't have to be older people, it just be people who prefer older tech, simple tech, straightforward tech, buttons, switches, knobs, levers. It's all here, easy to use. And then you got this beautiful display. Why I say beautiful? It's so easy to see. You can straight away see date, radio, average fuel consumption, your range, and everything else that you'll probably need during the day. Now, if you go to settings, there's a lot of things you can set up here. And all these features you'll also find in other Suzuki models that are available in Malaysia. It's shared across. So you've seen what it looks like on the outside. You've seen what it looks like on the inside. You know roughly what the features are. So how does it drive? Very important. Well, we'll start with bump absorption. Pretty good. Speed. Enough power. Braking. Not too bad. It's not a performance vehicle. Let's state the obvious. It's not a performance vehicle. But in the range of rivals, this actually is one of the better ones. Why? Because it's fully imported. Remember that a fully imported vehicle comes with more quality, better fit and finish, better paint. And it's nippy enough. You see, I'm not slamming the throttle. I'm just, using it like how you normally use it, but I'm just using a bit more force. And then you got the battery system working for you to save fuel. You got the engine that's, like now, I'm sitting in traffic. The engine is not working. It's the battery system that's working. And we've got 2 bars. So you're saving fuel. The aircon is running. Everything is running. Saving fuel. That's what hybrids are about. And remember this. I told you earlier, this is a joint venture with Toyota. And Toyota know hybrids like nobody else. They are the king of hybrids. They've been doing hybrids for 30 over years. Yes, early hybrids didn't come into Malaysia, but they've been doing for 30 over years. So they know hybrid technology. So sharing it, that part of the technology with Suzuki, and Suzuki taking their small engine technology, which is world-renowned for fuel saving and reliability, you got the best of both worlds in one crossover. So go into a Nazar Eastern showroom. Nazar Eastern is the local franchise holder for Suzuki in Malaysia. Go into a showroom, ask the sales rep for a test drive, take it out for a test drive. Don't just absorb everything I tell you. Take it in, understand it, but go for a test drive. Then you'll understand more of what I've been telling you in the last 6-7 minutes.